Hey there, Angry Faithful. I just wanted to drop in, bend your ear a little bit, get your attention. So if you're not listening, drop what you're doing and pay attention to me because I'm here to inform you that not only can you get your daily, maybe if you're binging it, I'm not sure, that's entirely up to you, but you can multiply your doses of angry me fuckery by paying attention to all of the platforms upon which you can find either the dulcet tones of my voice and David's voice or my pretty face and David's not so pretty face. Anyways, digressing, we not only on we are on YouTube, we are on Spotify, we're on Rumble, we're on Google, Apple Podcast. We have a TikTok page. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and of course Facebook. So if you find yourself fuckery deprived, curl up with a nice hot mug of shut the fuck up and just listen. Open those ear holes and be prepared to be cream pied like it's the first time. Thanks for listening.
Welcome, Angry Faithful, to another episode of Nerd Sports. Today on Nerd Sports, we are going to talk about beer pong international sport. It's actually a thing.
Okay.
One of the guys that does the comedy and everything apparently went down to Vegas to compete in the World Cup of they called it B pong. I'm probably butchering it, but they call it B pong, and it's basically ping pong or not ping beer pong, but it's international.
Okay. Well, production note for those of you watching on YouTube or Rumble, you'll notice that I don't have my boom mic on me today because I moved yesterday.
He had to get away from me as fast as possible.
Dude, there was just so much like latent homosexual tendencies. I had to get away from it, dude, in case it was contagious.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, that one time that I kind of crushed your rump a little bit too long, you kind of looked at me with the death stare.
So yeah. Dude, Colin went back and he listened to some of our sports episodes and because he wanted to hear his jokes, right? Because he's working on his delivery.
Yeah.
And I've noticed, man, that some of these sound bites that I'm dropping, these sound effects, they get cut off.
Yeah. It's it's nothing to do with me. It's basically
Tell me that's YouTube or whomever.
no, it's not even YouTube. It's probably God, man. I thought I washed my arm, and apparently I didn't get it too well. It looks like I have a big bruise. I don't have a big bruise.
That's why you don't
It's
go
metal.
fisting a horse in the middle of the day.
No. It would be brown for that. This is metal.
You don't know. They could have been like on Pepto or something. You know, Pepto Bismol turns your shit black.
It was. This is true. But anyways,
I'm sorry.
that was good one.
Oh, so until I get I'm gonna try to rectify the microphone thing.
Get
More
one
than
of
I'm
those.
gonna have to get a mic stand anyway because
Yeah, just get like one of those. I was thinking about doing this for the apartment for when I get everything cleared out and I set everything up. Just the poles and the mics. They're not that expensive, I don't think.
yeah, no. But next week we are gonna be on vacation. We're gonna be down in the San Antonio, Austin area. I think Kerrville, I think more specifically. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Go check
But
out Drinking Bros. I
well,
got to
I'll do what
say hi to
I'll
Ross.
try. If you've got any contacts, dude, tell them to
All you
hit
have to
me
do
up.
is show up.
Again, it'll be a lot easier of a sell if I say, "Hey, they're expecting me," kind of a thing.
Oh,
See
yeah.
where I'm going with that? So if you have any contacts, because I know that you're a well-to-do guy.
I do not have any contact. Well,
Oh,
I have
really?
one contact, but he couldn't He'd tell me the same thing. Just show up.
Okay. All right. Well, just get me like the wins and the wears and everything like that, and I'll see what I can do.
I guess
know,
I got
I'll try to
they
I'll try to
moved.
get us a
Well, they moved because they bought a church and they're
I'll try
making it
to
to a studio.
I'll try to get us a mention on a more widely circulated podcast. That'd be
Yeah.
that'd be tits, wouldn't it?
That.
But so yeah, I gotta before we dive into the sports news, I got a phone call my from my oldest. He's a police officer, and so he was like, so I went to the ER and I was like, oh, what? And she's like, I'll call you in a minute. So he calls me. And so apparently, what was it? The other Saturday night, Sunday night, something like that. Saturday night, I think it was. They his shift, they work the bars,
Mhm.
right? You know, drunk drivers, stuff like that, bar fights, crap, you know.
He usually
They're-
stops probably around about 4 o'clock in the morning.
apparently, they had a suspect that tried to take off in handcuffs, and in the process of reapprehending said suspect, my boy ended up getting himself a moderate grade concussion. And he's like, I'm fine. They gave me the rest of the week off. And he's like, I figured my mom would have told you about it. And I'm like, no, your mom didn't say anything.
How did he?
So-
Okay. You broke up a little bit. How did he get this?
It was in the process of reapprehending this particular individual. So
Did he bump
yeah.
his head like on a wall or some shit like that, or
Or
did he hit
I'll
the
have to ask him
ground?
I'll have to ask him the particulars again, but yeah. They gave him the rest of the week off because yeah, I'm like, dude, that's kind of fucky, man. But I mean, he's okay. Just his headaches.
I would do
and-
that all the time. It's like, why do you have to keep on going to the hospital every week?
No,
I don't know.
No. Trust me when I tell you from experience, concussions are not fun, dude. They're just not fun. I mean, and that is
Eventually,
such a
just the lights are just the most entertainment thing you can actually have.
oh yeah, the sounds and everything like that, and you sound like the the Philharmonic percussion section going off in your head. They're playing the overture,
That's true.
the crescendo to the
That's
1812
true.
overture.
Okay, yeah.
No, fuck that. I mean, with a fierceness. But
So sports news.
yeah, no. So Monday, hold on. So Monday, yeah, I mean, we got everything packed up on Saturday in the U-Haul.
Yeah.
Sunday, I took my boys back to their mom's house. Came back to the house, loaded my car on the trailer, and parked it. And then Monday morning, hold on a second. Let's see here.
I'm looking for some sports news too. So
No, let's see here. Hold on.
I actually found something really fast.
All right, go ahead while you're doing that.
Gronkowski. All right. Rob Gronkowski retires after 11 seasons and 4 Super Bowl championships. I'm waiting. I did something stupid. I'm processing yesterday's episode while I'm doing this, so my stuff's really slow. But for the second time, Rob Gronkowski is calling it quits. The 5-time Pro Bowl and 4-time All-Pro tight end, known as much for his big personality as proficiency on the football field, announces retirement
Yes.
from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, there was also a Sue Dominican. He played defense for the Buccaneers the last couple of seasons, won a Super Bowl with them under Tom Brady. He said on a radio show that the Bucks are probably not in his future, which was weird to say considering I think he's still under contract or he's opting out for free agency. I'm not exactly sure what the situation is, but I think it came a shock to the Buccaneers as an organization as well as the fan base. So, but yeah. The thing of it is that it's like, okay, as as a player, you want to win, obviously.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't make any sense. Now, this is just me and my humble, uneducated opinion. But to me, it doesn't make any sense to pay for somebody else that's going to pay you more money when you have no chance of winning. Okay. Now, if you're going to go from like the Browns to, say, the Rams, or the Browns to pick your powerhouse team, like, well, I'd say Kansas City, but Buffalo. Let's just pick on Buffalo.
Okay.
So, um,
Jesus.
I'm talking to my kid. I'm trying to help him get his joke ready.
No, not that.
What?
Another sports news is Purdue All-American former NBA player Kayla Swinging dies at the age of 25 of natural causes.
Hey, sometimes
That's what I was saying.
you just, I mean, not to sound crass or cold about it. Sometimes your number just gets called, man. I mean, and to be completely and totally honest with you, there's I mean, nobody really knows what I'm still in the process of trying to make room on the desk. But sometimes your number just gets called. And
Wow.
that's
Well,
really all you can
okay.
say about
Listen
it.
to this. Swagger was open about his unstable situation growing up. His father was a crack cocaine user. He had spurts where he would live homeless shelters 5 times, according to ESPN Sports in 2017. And he fluently between living in Indiana and Utah. Where his mother would Swing's father, Carl, died from diabetes related causes in 2014 prior to Kayla enrolling at Purdue. Swing's path to Purdue was carved when former Purdue star Rosette Barnes, who coached Swaggins in grassroots basketball, took him in and became his guardian in Fort Wayne. Barnes stopped Swaggin as he entered his teens. It was a decision that led Swiggins down the path in the basketball that turned him into one of the biggest high school prospects in the country.
Yeah.
During his NBA career, Swaggins worked extensively with Portland area's youth and food groups to promote healthy eating habits in schools, eliminating childhood hunger. Man, he not only did was man he died he died young too. He was actually it seems like he was uh a decent person.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the one thing I can say about the NBA is the fact that you start to see more and more of these guys coming out of the college ranks, um, living a really, I don't want to say philanthropic, but more of a kind of an altruistic life where they really give back to their communities and they're really trying to make it to where they're trying to make their homes, the places that they come from, better than than what they had. And
Yes. I mean, what was that? The that is he a football player or is he was a basketball player or something like that? He goes in Houston area and buys like a shit ton of bikes and gives them away.
um, I know JJ Watt used to do stuff like that around here. Um, I can say around here now.
Yeah.
Um, but I know who you're talking about. He was a wide receiver. I cannot think of his name off the top of my head, but um, I mean, like Des Bryant used to do that stuff whenever he played for Dallas.
Yeah.
He'd go into like Walmarts or Targets during, well, specifically, he would go to Walmarts like during the holiday times, and he would just be standing around, and then he'd see somebody with like a huge load of groceries or Christmas presents or whatever, and he would pay for it. Or conversely, he would see somebody putting like nickel and dime stuff onto the belt, and he's like, "Hey, let's go back here. Shopping spree's on me. I want to pay for your kids' Christmas." You know, and it's just it's those kinds of guys
Man,
that
I got
you know, even
goosebumps you just saying that. Fuck.
yeah. I mean, even though they're loud and I think a lot of that is just the bravado that you have to carry as um as the wide receiver or as a defensive end or whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your professional athletic vocation is, you have to carry that bravado on the field. But when you're away from the field, I mean, a lot of these professional athletes are giving back to their communities, and they're starting charities, they're starting foundations, and it's a lot of stuff that's really near and dear to their heart, or they're just giving back to the community that has openly embraced them, and I find that really refreshing. I mean, obviously, you're going to have your douchebags like Manny Machado, plays third base for the Padres. I hate that guy. You're gonna have you're gonna have you're gonna have athletes from every professional sport
What?
that are just complete douche nozzles.
Yeah, who's that one musician? I forget which band he's in, but he goes in and he's one of those avid claw game players that he'll empty out a whole claw machine. And he gives them all the charity in the town that he's actually going
Oh yeah, he's a
singing
heavy
in.
metal singer. Yeah, he's a heavy
Yes.
metal singer.
And I'm like, I read that story. I was like, you are a hard ass motherfucker with a heart of gold. You tearing me up, boy.
I don't want to misquote the name of the band. I can picture it
I
in my head, but
know.
I'm not going to spout it out
I'm
because
you go ahead and talk sports. I'll find it.
inevitably I'm going to have we're going to have somebody who's going to bust our balls over it because somebody that's going to trip over this show on accident is going to be a heavy metal guy or a gal, and they're going to be like, no, fuck you. But so yeah, we're in the Stanley Cup finals, and I'm telling you what, man, it's pretty it's going to turn out to be a good Stanley Cup final. Colorado is actually leading the series 2-1. Um, I mean, Tampa Bay took it to Colorado the last time, but back on the 20th, which was yesterday. But man, tomorrow night is game 4. And so I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that Colorado bounces back. I'd really like to see Colorado get this Stanley Cup. Um, this is if they win tomorrow night, then they can turn around on Friday. I think it is the 24th, and they could potentially clinch it at home. So, but I don't know. I mean, it's pretty good. So um,
Okay, I
I'm
found it, and it's dude. The band's name is fucking awesome compared what he does. Cannibal Corpse
yes. Yes, there we go.
is a master at the arcade claw game, and the lead singer's name is George Fisher. His actual stage name is Corpse Grinder.
Yeah, Corpse
I
Grinder.
mean,
Thank you.
he's like, it's one of those things. It's like you're thinking it's like, oh, it's all evil and everything. He's like, but he's giving toys to kids from a claw machine.
Yeah. All right. So
Well,
baseball news.
it's like Marilyn Manson being he does a lot for reading. He gives out books and everything like that every year.
Yeah.
And
So
art.
so the other day, all right. So back on October 2nd of last year, a guy by the name of O'Neal Cruz
Mm-hmm.
became the tallest player to ever start a big league game at shortstop. He's listed at 6'7".
Damn.
Now he's back in the minors, and I mean back in the majors. He went back. They sent him back down, and so he let me see here. He had let me see here. There's another guy, third baseman Ryan Miner. He started 6'7". Tony Clark.
Don't you want to be like lower in the ground for those kinds of positions?
No, I don't know, not necessarily.
No.
6'8" first baseman. He played for 6 teams in 15 seasons, hit 262 lifetime with 251 home runs, 824 RBIs, and he had an 824 on base percentage. So, I mean, he was the tallest switch hitter in Major League history, right?
Mhm.
And then you have shortstop O'Neal Cruz at 6'7", right? Let me see here. Left field, Frank Howard. He played in the National League. He was the 1960 National League Rookie of the Year. He had 382 home runs over 16 seasons. He weighed in at 6'7". And then there's the we'll just brush over Aaron Judge. No, I don't give a fuck about him. Anyway, no, Aaron Judge 6'7", but we all know he plays center field for
No, all of us.
the New York fuck boys, you know, but hey, whatever. Walter Bond played right field. He was 6'7". The tallest designated hitter, 6'8", Nate Freeman. They're the only fucking what the hell? Tony Clark and Nate Freeman were the only 2 position players listed at 6'8" or taller in Major League history. Freeman played 2 seasons in the majors, appearing in 116 games with the A's between 2013 and 2014, with 8 starts as the designated hitter. Now, the tallest starting pitcher that I can remember, and I got to watch this guy pitch back in the day, Randy Johnson's coming in at 6'10". He let's see. Now, with 11 starts in his career, right-handed pitcher John Roch technically is the tallest player to start an MLB game, but Roch with it's the he and his career stats really don't match up with Randy Johnson's. I mean, Randy Johnson, 6'10", left-hander, collected 303 wins over his career, 4,875 strikeouts, second all-time behind Nolan Ryan, and 5-time Cy Young Award winner, and he's a Hall of Famer. Let me see here. Now, John Roch is 6'11", right? So technically an inch taller, but he's got 62 saves and a recorded 3.90 ERA, right? So he's more of a relief kind of a guy anyway. Yeah, let me see here. Oh, look at that. Manny Machado got hurt. That's right. I forgot all about that. Manny Machado left Sunday's game against the Rockies in the top of the first inning with a sprained left ankle. He walked off with help, appearing unable to put much weight on his left leg. X-rays were negative. When he reported to Petco Park, which is where the Padres play on Monday, he was mobile enough to give the Padres some hope that he might return without needing an IL stand.
Dude, say that fucking 5 times fast. I listened to it and I was so surprised you pulled that off. It's like you put up all the P's and everything, and it's just like, wow.
Petco Park, where the San Diego Padres play?
Yes.
Let me see here. I'm strolling through here. I'm looking at the injury reports, and there's really not a whole lot there.
Was there any kind of NASCAR news?
Yeah, let me pull NASCAR up here real quick.
Because I thought I heard something about. I heard it on like Free Real and Hot Wings today. I think it was like some kind of NASCAR. Oh, it was either today or yesterday. Some kind of NASCAR news.
Now, I know that the Truck Series had their second dirt race of the year. Um, uh, there's a Jessica and Stuart Freeman or Friesen. They're a husband and wife duo, right? They both drive in the Truck Series, and they're
Mhm.
not on the same team.
I bet
So,
that bedroom
but
space is
but
kind of messed up.
Jessica Friesen, she went for a pretty nasty wreck. I mean, she flipped her truck on the dirt. So
Ooh,
that was, yeah. I mean, it was pretty bad, but she got out and walked away. So I
oh,
mean,
that's good.
that's a testament to how well that those race cars and race trucks are built. It's
Yeah,
just it's insane. Um, Now there's talk that Martin Truex Jr., who races the number 19 Bass Pro Shop Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing,
don't forget
is
Black Rifle.
I'm talking about majority sponsors.
Oh,
Okay.
they have a
Um,
little symbol on the Bass Pro stuff. Okay,
okay.
sorry.
So I mean, he's a Cup Series champion. He's like a two-time Xfinity Series champion. Uh, there's talk that he may end up retiring after the end of the year. His life partner, or whatever you want to call her, Sherry Pollux. Um, she's she's been a staunch advocate for cancer research because she's a multiple time cancer survivor. Her cancer has come back, so she's
Oh,
she's she's up and down. And he flat out said in an interview, he said that if there ever comes a time where he cannot give the sport 100% of the attention that it deserves, then that's when he's going to walk away because you need to be all in. I mean, 100% focused on your craft to be among the best. And, I mean, it's that saying, talent will get you on the field, but practice keeps you there.
yeah,
Um, Same thing with racing. I mean, it's technical, it's physical. I mean, there's a lot of memory recall. I mean, different tracks have different styles that you need to drive them with. Um, and it's a very mentally exhaustive sport. And yeah, I say sport because I consider NASCAR drivers athletes because, if we're up there in the bleachers, soaking up the sun at 100 degrees or at 90 something degrees, you can damn guarantee that track temperature is at least 30 degrees higher. And not to mention how hot it gets in those cars. So
work in a kitchen on the tarmac. That fucking sucked.
excuse me, but I mean, it's not uncommon for it to get to 140 something degrees in those cars,
Yeah,
and they're wearing fire suits, helmets,
and all that heat
riding
comes in
gloves.
through the vents too.
Yeah, right, I mean, that's why it gets that hot in those
Yeah,
cars. And I mean, because they don't. I mean, yeah, they've got a cooling unit, but it's not the best. I mean, it kind of just keeps the air moving on your head. And they have cool suits that they can wear up underneath their driver suits, but a lot of that stuff draws amperage. And crew chiefs and car chiefs are stingy with the amperage in those race cars because you only get a certain amount and you have to budget it out.
yeah.
So, this week, the they're I mean, we're only a few races away from the playoffs. So this Sunday, actually, they are racing at Nashville Super Speedway in the Ally Bank 400. So Nashville Super Speedway is a very nice facility. Um, I got to drive on it once doing a like a Richard Petty driving experience.
Hmm.
And yeah, that was amazingly fun. But uh, it's from what I remember, I mean, that track's kind of tucked away, but and it's in Wilson County. It's just between Mount Juliet and Lebanon, Tennessee, if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
Um, unless Wilson County's infrastructure and the state government of Tennessee came in and then they helped build up this infrastructure and they made the track more accessible. They came up with traffic plans and things like that. I mean, this is the second year in a row that the circuit's gone back to Nashville Super Speedway. So, I mean, it's a nice track. It really is. It's going to be a 300 lap event, 399 miles. And I mean, it's going to be on the NBC network. So, I'm like, okay, all right. So this is going to be nice. So, Daniel Suarez won last week's race. Now, Daniel Suarez, this is his first career victory. He's a natural born Mexican, or from Mexico, Mexican from Mexico. I know it's sad that we have to clarify that, but he comes from Mexico, and he's been driving in the NASCAR series for years, and he's gotten so close. He's had great runs. He's finally in some really solid equipment with Trackhouse Racing, running the number 99 Camaro.
Mm-hmm.
And he it came together for him finally at a road course in Sonoma, California. So he ended up winning the Toyota Save Mart 350, and it was a really popular win in the garage, and a lot of drivers came up, put donuts on his doors during the victory laps. And so it's yeah, I'm happy for him. Out of the two Trackhouse drivers, I really like seeing him win. I don't really care too much for Ross Chastain. And it's just because I don't know, dude. The guy, I don't know, he just doesn't. He's not appealing to me as a driver. But so it's winding down. We're getting, like I said, we're getting towards the towards the playoffs. I think the playoffs start in September. Yeah. So yeah, that's what it is. So I mean, after Nashville Speedway, they're going to Road America, which is in Elkhart Lake in Wisconsin. That's a 62 lap, 250-mile affair. That's a nice road course. And then they're going to Atlanta. Atlanta got reconfigured this year. It's still it looks like a traditional 1.5-mile racetrack, kind of like Texas Motor Speedway. But they reconfigured the banking and the turns, and so you run wide open, and it's like a 1.5-mile super speedway, and it produced some really great results in the spring. So they're going to go back to Atlanta on July 10th. Let me see here. Now, what I don't like, and I don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. Traditionally, the 4th of July has always been the Daytona summer race, the Coke 400, or now the Coke Zero 400. But now, oh God, now they're running it at the end of August. And I'm just like, that's apparently the cutoff race. So that's the last race of what the quote unquote regular season is.
Do you think it might be just because of the whole fact of it's like the biggest named out there, the Daytona 500?
No. The Daytona 500 is basically the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
But that's the first race of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear drivers and crews and crew chiefs talk all the time about how the Daytona 500 is basically a season unto itself, because you get crew chiefs, car chiefs, engineers, drivers, pit crews. They lay awake at night during the off season preparing for this race. And then a lot of times race teams have guys dedicated specifically to building a car to win the Daytona 500. That's how big of an event that is. But in September on the 4th in Darlington, South Carolina, is the first of the round of 16. So basically the way that the NASCAR playoffs work is that you get 16 drivers that advance to the playoffs. Everybody else under that 16 driver cutoff are not eligible to race for the championship anymore. They can still race, but they race for points to see who finishes 17th And then, it's just basically prize money at that point.
Mm,
Plus sponsor commitments, things like that. They're not going to keep them
yeah.
off the track. So, you go 3 races per round, right? So you go 16, and then it drops down to the round of 12, and then you get down to the round of 8, and then at the end of the round of 8, it's the championship 4, right? And that's a 1 race playoff or between 4 drivers to see who wins the championship, right? So, um, you get Darlington, Kansas, and Bristol in round 1. Round 2 is going to be Texas Motor Speedway in September, Talladega Super Speedway in October, and Charlotte Motor Speedway's road course, or the Roval, so to speak, because the road course is Charlotte Motor Speedway in North Carolina. It's part of it is the oval track, and then you dip down into turn 1 just before you get to turn 1, and you go through the road course portion on the infield. And then you get to the round of 8, you go to Las Vegas, Homestead Miami Speedway, Martinsville Speedway in Virginia, and that is going to be the cutoff to decide who the championship 4 are going to be. And they go, everybody goes to the last race of the year at Phoenix Raceway in Avondale, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And between the 4 drivers who are eligible still at that point to race for the championship, whoever finishes in front of everybody else, or whoever wins the race wins the championship. So it really puts an emphasis on winning, because the way that you can advance in the playoffs is if you win, you automatically advance.
Okay.
So, but you have to be an eligible driver to advance. You advance to the next round, and you have to win in the next round, or accumulate enough points through stage wins or stage points to advance to the next round. And it can get pretty dicey. Really dicey.
Well, we've already heard a couple of the ones that are just basically participating, right?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting postseason, so to speak. It's going to be an interesting playoff run for the NASCAR guys, just because the personalities that are in there already. Ross Chastain has not done himself any favors as far as other people in the garage. So more notably was Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin, I find myself I'm not necessarily a Denny Hamlin fan, but I do appreciate his viewpoint on the way that Ross Chastain races. So yeah, that's what it is right there. So I mean, if Danny Hamlin qualifies for the playoffs and he's in a position to where he's looking like he's going to get eliminated, he's going to make sure that Ross Chastain goes down with him.
It's so fucking sad, but it's
No, it's
understandable
not
because
sad, because here's the way it should be. Okay. You want to be respected. You want to be raced clean. You have to race other people clean. You can't run people up into the wall.
yeah, that's
know?
what I was talking about. It's so sad that someone has to go up and do that for the other players.
NASCAR is one of those few sports where if you step out of line and you break etiquette, this is about as close to getting punched in the mouth without actually getting punched in the mouth for your actions. Like with football, somebody goes after and hurts the quarterback. Next thing you know, you got some halfback or running back breaking the leg of a linebacker somewhere, or something.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's one of those deals where you have to race people the way that you want to be raced.
Yeah.
And you are driving a $250 to $350, almost $400,000 race car at speeds of 160 to 200, 210 miles an hour, inches off of the fenders of your competitors, and a lot of times inches off of the outside wall. And everything has to go right in order for these things to go off without a hitch. Equipment's going to break, tires are going to blow, things of that nature. But if you are out there and I think it was Dale Earnhardt said that, you know, if, and I'm paraphrasing something that a phrase that he coined, but if you get out there and run out of talent, you know, life's going to get real hard for
Yeah.
you. So you know, and you really, I don't know who that is.
Are you in Newtown? Are you getting weird numbers?
Yeah, let me answer it real quick. Hello. Yes. Yeah. Hey. Hey, Dave, hold on just a second. Talk about something real quick. I gotta step away real fast. Okay.
Okay. Funny thing I found. Oh yeah, that was. We're probably not gonna talk about this on nerds on psychos and sociopaths. We may not. Uh, but let me find it again. I was looking at this is Diary of a Wimpy Kid actor who killed mother also targeted Justin Turing in court. Actor Rain Grantham in November 2013. Uh, the actor who was appeared on Riverdale and the 2010 film Diary of a Wimpy Kid pleaded guilty to murdering his mother in March. It wasn't 2013, it was in March. I'm sorry, guys. It was just the photo of the picture they said put up on this one. He pleaded guilty to killing his mother in March, but now comes word he also allegedly plotted to kill Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau as well. That revelation came during a sentence hearing for 24-year-old Grantham, who pleaded guilty to second-degree murder earlier this year. Grantham shot 64-year-old Barbara Waite in the back of the head in March 2020 while she was playing the piano. During a hearing on Monday, the court heard how the actor rehearsed the killing beforehand and filmed a video afterwards, where he confessed to the murder and showed his mother's corpse on the camera. The day after the murder, officials said Graham packed a car with guns, ammunition, 12 Molotov cocktails, camping supplies, and hit the road with intention of killing the prime minister. His reason for doing so wasn't made clear at the hearing. However, he when he got to Hope, BC, turned around and drove to Vancouver Police Headquarters. Told places like I killed my mom. Grantham also mentioned his plan to kill the prime minister in a statement to police in a excerpt from his private journal that he read in court. This is he. Wow, it's almost as bad as what happened to the guy that playing the Flash right now. But there's another thing that I looked at, and this is just appalling for me. I mean, let me see if I can pull up the actual stuff on it. Let's see here. It's 17-year-old. Yeah, here you go. This is what's really sad. California teen who rammed a car, and you can look this video up. Rammed a car into mother and infant child. Actually, you know what? I will post that right now through Facebook. If anybody, I'll just do it through YouTube channel and everything like that. But it's unnerving to watch. Down to a mother outraged. Hold on. It's very unnerving to watch and everything like that. And I'll just post it on the actual Angry Me production page. So everybody can see that's listening and everything. There it is. Our fan page for Facebook. I can't put it up on Instagram. I'll see what Johnny can put it on the Twitter account. But no, and I'll link it in the description of this video, or if you're listening on Spotify or any podcast stuff. But anyways, the 17-year-old who pleaded guilty to driving a car into a woman walking her child in a stroller in Venice, California, has a criminal background and was on probation at the time of the incident. Fox News has learned the teenager was previously convicted of a felony of poisoning after spiking a teenage girl's drink in 2019 in Panel High School, which sent her to the hospital. The 17-year-old was charged with 2 felony charges of assault by means of forcibly assault by means of force likely to produce a great bodily injury, and 1 felony account of a hit and run, and pleaded guilty, but was sentenced to 5 to 7 months in juvenile probational camp. Prosecutors described the camp as a less than a military school and a little bit longer, tougher than a summer camp. So he probably didn't learn anything. The hit and run took place on August 6, 2021, and the driver was 16 at the time. Los Angeles District Attorney Office declined to charge the teen with assault with a deadly weapon or attempted murder, and sources tell Fox News that the decision was made in accordance with George Grayskin. Okay. God, I'm gonna go back. First statement on the incident provided to Fox News Digital saying that the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department agreed with the charges and sentencing, but that was later walked back after Los Angeles Sheriff Alex Fender called out Grayskin. Fortunately, the baby was uninjured and the mother received a laceration on her elbow. His office initially told Fox News Digital Friday that the sheriff's department agreed with the felony charges that were filed at the arrangement. The minor amends 2 felony counts of assault by means of force likely to produce great bodily injury and 1 felony count of hit and run. The probation department recommended that, and the court sentenced the minor to a youth camp for 5 to 7 months in a pro se resolution. Basically, he got out scot-free because after he's still not back. After what's going to happen with this, he's still underage. After he gets done with this, his file is going to be sealed to the point where it takes a judge to open it up, and he's going to go on. He's already proven twice that he's a fucking shit pump. That's an Angry Me production word, but he's a fucking shit pump. He shouldn't be allowed to. He should be hospitalized and put on pills or something like that. I'm sorry, on something like this, and it's showing like 2 counts. He's almost killed 2 people, or 3 people technically, including the child and everything. And it pisses me off that because they want to have like he's just a child. No. Stop the demon now. Get him to a point where he's out of the way. He's in a hospital. He's getting the help that he needs, because it seems like he actually needs a shit ton of help. I totally anything other than that camp stuff it doesn't sound like anybody that comes out of juvie half the time, they just repeaters. And this is his second still. Next one, well, 3 strikes, he's out. How many people he's killed for those 3 strikes, though? Or harmed, or could have killed. I mean, thank God that baby freaking lived on that one, because if I'm sorry, I'm one of those people. I would take a trip. I would take a trip. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Trying to find some more stuff to talk about. Let's see here if we can find anything on the super web. Three back, three. On the what the hell skits? What I'm thinking about doing is on Sundays. Me and Johnny, we're talking about it. We're thinking about using the what the hell episodes on Sunday. That's the reason why we haven't really done anything on Sundays. It's because we're working around that one. We got the comedy stuff for what the hell on Mondays, which I'm about to post up. I was tired after I got done my routine from last night. But what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna start getting political. And on the aspects of trying to do some research ourselves and see what we can get on different avenues and give you a non-bias, well, except for Johnny, who sometimes goes a little bit too right sometimes, but we're trying to do a non-bias type news stuff on Sundays. Basically weeks of what gives. I mean, Nerd Sports is more or less just for sports news and everything like that. We do that on Mondays. But we're trying to we're probably getting a little bit political on Sundays. I am gonna do another I got a message. I'm gonna do some I want to say weird interviews. This next one, I'm gonna get a stripper on the show. And it's more or less to talk about all the weird stuff they have to go through to get like financially loans and everything like that, which anybody in the adult entertainment industry, they have to go through loops just to get like a bank loan for a car. Sometimes they have to lie about their actual profession or but I'll let them go into that and everything like that. Looks like Johnny is coming back. So I just did 2 actual news articles, especially the
Okay.
one that I found out, the wimpy kid.
Yeah.
And I'll send you the stuff so you can read it. I'm not going into it again. It's
Okay.
that fucking horrible.
Oh wow.
I swear to
Okay.
God,
So,
I would almost went to California to get this.
and I apologize, everybody. That was the Brazoria County VA rep, or not VA rep, but the Veteran Service Officer. He was returning my phone call, or returning my phone call today, because in addition to moving, I went to the outpatient clinic today, had them request my records from Wichita County. You know, so I've been busy today. So, yeah, let me give Colin a call here.
I'm sending you the message too. Just don't worry about it until we're done with this.
Okay. Let me see here. See if the gaming headset will work. Hey, bud.
Hi.
So, how's your day going? Oh, I love FaceTime. I can't wait till next week. I have him and he'll be on the same camera as I am. So how's your day going, bud?
Good.
Good. All right. You got your joke already? Yeah. All right. All right. All right. So let me do your intro here. You won't be able to hear it because, yeah, we're working on the whole we're working on the whole microphone thing. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful, boys and girls of all ages, my genetic code on display for your eyes and your ear holes. It's that lovely time of year. Well, it's like, no, it's not time of year. Scratch that. It's the lovely time of the week. It's joke time with Colin. All right, bud, go ahead.
Last night I walked into a bar. Last night I went to a bar and the most craziest thing happened to me. A chick was getting her nipple pierced right next to me. On the on
On another note,
on another note, I suck at darts. I think I just had like a stroke while I was trying to
he said, I think I had a stroke while I was trying to give that joke. That's freaking awesome, dude.
That's funny as hell.
Oh, so she was getting
Let
her
me
nipple
repeat that
pierced.
again for the crowd because it was kind of
Okay.
breaking up.
All right. So yeah, all right. So he said that he walked into a bar and there was a chick that was getting her nipple pierced right next to him. And on another note, he sucks at darts.
That's so funny.
Oh, all right. So hey, bud. You want to look at me? There we go. Pick up the phone. There he is.
My does that
So
too.
next week, you're gonna have your own headset and you're gonna be on the camera with me. Are you okay with that? Yeah. Okay. All right, bud. Give your brother a hug for me. I love y'all, and I will see you on Monday.
Okay, tell everybody I said hi.
Angry Faithful, Colin says, say it again.
Hi.
Colin says hi.
Yeah, I was supposed to say hi to everybody.
Oh, you mean everybody here? Okay. Well, I will tell them when they come in tonight.
But yeah, hi.
Yeah. Look at it. My kid's a natural. He's destined for greatness in the world of podcasting, so it's all good.
I know, right?
All right,
He's gonna
bud. I
steal the
love
show,
you.
make it good.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Later. That is my genetic makeup, everybody. You are
And
welcome.
well, I am David Dickerman,
I am Johnny Skelton.
and this is Nerd Sports, episode 62.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is 62. I've got time to get my t-shirt.
Yeah, I need to get my
I'm
t-shirt.
just gonna get I'm just gonna do it lazy and just get the t-shirt. So yeah.
Yeah, I looked up.
Cannot, in all good conscience, wear a wig for the entirety of an episode. I just can't do it.
I mean, we did those tinfoil hats that one.
That's
episode.
one
We couldn't.
thing. That
We
was
could.
that
We
was
could
to
barely.
dude, that was to keep the aliens and the NSA from reading our mind.
This is true. So.
Okay, so that had a purpose.
Yeah.
When I mean, and let's be honest, most of the time our people are not watching us on YouTube or Rumble, even though that those platforms are available. Hint, hint.
Well, we'll get popular
whatever you
days.
listen to us on, give us a 5-star review. You don't have to, but we'd like it. Even if you hated us, leave a 5-star review. Not 4, not 3, definitely not 2 or 1.
Those aren't even an option, really.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so strange. For ours, it's only 5. For everybody else's, they can get like a 1 or something like that.
If you're not first, you're last.
It doesn't even. Yeah.
I'm just saying, and if you don't chew big red bubble gum, well, then fuck you.
Oh man.
Oh, don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. All right, everybody. Yeah. Like he said, he's David Dickerman. I'm Johnny Skelton, and this was Nerd Sports episode number 62.
Victory.